Our next contributor is Andrew B.
In the interest of time, I am only going to read the beginning of my story and the end of my story. My name is Andrew. This is where my journey begins. I grew up in Silver Spring, Maryland with my parents and older brother Brian. My parents had tried to have a second child, me, for many years. My birth was made possible by assisted reproductive technology. I am a test tube baby, so I am what some would call a miracle. I was a beautiful baby, so I've been told. My face was full and chubby. My features were perfect. I had light brown hair, big brown eyes, and an adorable smile. I was very cuddly and loved to be hugged. A healthy, full-term baby. I had no problems as an infant. It was not until I was 2.5 that a red flag went up. My parents and grandparents noticed that I was not talking the way I should have been. It was suggested by my pediatrician that my parents take me to a developmental pediatrician. After an hour with my parents and me, the doctor blurted out, "I think he has autism." My parents were in shock. They told me later. Back then, no one really knew much about autism. My parents just knew it was a very scary word. The first thing my mom did when we got home was to call my uncle, who is a psychiatrist. He said we need to get more opinions, that it is rare that a diagnosis can be given after just 1 hour. He told my mother that a psychiatrist is the best person to diagnose this. My parents ended up taking me to 13 different doctors over the years. They all arrived at the same conclusion: pervasive developmental delay, not otherwise specified PDD-NOS, which is on the autism spectrum. My mother is a strong and determined woman. She researched autism day and night. She read every book out there, attended lectures, and networked with other parents. She also found out that autism is treatable. Wow, that gave my family such hope. My older brother was in 8th grade when I got the diagnosis. He was depressed about it. My brother had always wanted a sibling he could talk to with and play with. Also, once I was diagnosed, all of my parents' attention went toward me. I think my brother Brian may have felt a bit neglected, especially since he had been an only child for 10 years. He is a very caring, bright, and great big brother. My parents assured both of us that everything was going to be all right. We all love each other very much in my family. There is a saying that a mother's love can move mountains. Well, my mother was about to move a huge mountain. After the diagnosis, my mom was frantic and worried. She worried that I would never be able to talk, thrive, and lead a normal life. Would I have a happy and productive life, she pondered? Would I have to have someone care for me? As she became knowledgeable about autism, she calmed down. She found that some kids recover or lose the diagnosis of autism. Some get better and go on to lead productive lives. My whole family also calmed down. The definition of autism is a developmental disorder of variable severity that is characterized by difficulty in social interaction and communication by restricted or repetitive patterns of thought and behavior. So it is a speech delay and social delay with some odd behaviors. Perseveration is one of the behaviors. It involves repeating previously heard words, phrases, and noises. Behavioral rigidity and problems accepting change are also found in people with autism. I used to replay my videotapes and watch them several times. I would freak out if there was a change in my school schedule. I also was diagnosed with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. That means I had problems concentrating and was distracted easily. When I was young, I couldn't sit still. I also had challenging behaviors because of my communication disorder. I used to have meltdowns at home and in public. My parents had always had high expectations for their children. I knew my mother was going to do everything in her power to make me feel and act better. She hit the ground running to help change things. educational and biomedical therapy. My mother found a developmental pediatrician and who suggested many types of therapies that could help me. She helped me immensely, and I am still her patient to this day. She suggested intensive speech therapy to get me talking. She also suggested occupational therapy to calm my sensory system. My sensory system was out of sync. I craved deep pressure. Additionally, my mom researched the Ivy Mountain School website and found that they had speech therapists. She called and got the name of an excellent speech therapist. I went to her house weekly for 1-hour therapy sessions. I went to a fabulous high school, Catherine Thomas High School, college and beyond. In preparation for college, I studied a lot for the Accuplacer entrance exam. While I was still in high school, I went to a private reading tutor every other week. I also worked with my private speech therapist on Accuplacer review questions. In addition, I worked online independently answering Accuplacer review questions. I took the test at Montgomery College in the summer or after my high school graduation. I took it over a 2-day period, so it would be less stressful for me. A few days later, my mom went with me to get the results from a counselor at the college. The counselor first asked me how I thought I did on the test. I replied, "Very well." She said, "You did do very well. You passed the test." My mom got emotional and started crying. The counselor said I would be able to take credit classes at Montgomery College. My mom and I were so happy. When we got to the car, I called my dad at work to tell him the great news. He was so pleased and excited. All of my hard work had paid off. I thought about what classes I wanted to take for the fall. I decided I would enroll in one credit class and in the graduate transition program. This is a non-credit 2-year certificate program. My parents felt this was a good way to get accustomed to college. I would first earn a certificate and then a degree. I realized this would take many years, but I am in no rush. I want to do a good job and keep any anxiety to a minimum. I have gained so much from being a student at Montgomery College. I trust my abilities much more than I used to. I am doing well academically, and I realize that with a lot of thought, I can figure out tough questions. Before starting college, I was a bit fearful, but after attending for a week, that feeling went away. It feels wonderful to have such a welcome, supportive environment in which to learn. The world of college is the world of adulthood. Here I am, respected for who I am. I have made friends, and I have a sense of belonging and independence. I feel that I am reaching in my goals in a community of like-minded students. I am no longer a child. Rather, I am a man who is improving my life. Now I realize with hard work and perseverance, I can accomplish my goals. What a journey I have been on. I am so grateful to everyone in my life that has helped me. I had low functioning in autism when I was a child. Now I am functioning at a much higher level. I don't struggle with communication and comprehension the way I used to. I have even lost my ADHD diagnosis. The future looks bright for me. Thanks to everyone who has been on this journey with me. I love you all. An update, I have earned my certificate in graphic design and am working on a degree in graphic design. Thank you.